Okay.
Calling to order the zoning board of adjustment, Raritan Township, New Jersey, regular meeting, January 18th, 2024. Notice of meeting. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act has been satisfied by placing of a notice of this meeting on the bulletin board at the municipal building, filing same with the township clerk, and transmitting same to the Hunterdon County Democrat, Courier News, the Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times. Roll call, please.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Here.
Vice Chair, Mr. Russell Adamji.
Here.
Mr. Steve Farcio.
Here.
Mr. Randy Block is asked to be excused. Mr. Jim Ferrero, also excused. Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Here. And the following board professionals are present. Board Attorney, Mr. John Drill.
I am here via Zoom.
Township Planner, Mr. Jeffrey Baccarella.
Here.
Board Engineer, Mr. Rakesh Darji.
Present.
Board Stenographer, Ms. Jackie Clapp.
Here.
And all other professionals have asked to be excused.
Can I get a motion to approve the excuse of absence for Randy and Jim?
I will second that.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Chair, Ms. Russell Adamji.
Yes.
Mr. Steve Farcio.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Yes.
Okay, no comments, no announcements. Meeting minutes, we have two meeting minutes. We have the December 21st, 2023 meeting minutes. Does anybody have any additions or corrections? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Do we do a roll call? Yeah, we do a roll call.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Chair, Mr. Russell Adamji.
Yes.
Mr. Steve Farcio.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Yes.
Okay, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't have it
I don't have,
I emailed it to you.
oh, okay. Meeting minutes, January 4th, 2024. Oh, that's right. This is the closed session. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody have any additions or changes?
No,
Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
Yes.
Vice Chair, Mr. Russell Adamji.
Yes.
Mr. Steve Farcio.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Yes.
Okay, moving over to the resolutions, the 452 of them we have tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks to John. Resolution, the first one is Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Richard Kreider, 23 Province Drive, Block 63.09, Lot 27. Application BOA-01-2023. Resolution memorializing approval of a C hard surface coverage variance to allow a hard surface coverage of 41.52% on the property. Resolution number 2023-11, version 2024-01-16 version 4. Any additions or corrections?
No.
Can I get a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Can I get a vote?
Okay, for me, I heard that Lindsay made the motion. Who seconded?
I seconded.
Yes.
Okay,
And
go ahead.
Steve doesn't, yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Vice Chair, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer.
yes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer. Vice Chair, Mr. Russell Adamji.
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brangel. Yes.
Okay, moving to the next resolution. Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Ryan Echoley and Esco Precision Inc., Block 37.02, lots 14, 15, and 16, 7, 11, and 17 Royal Road, application number BOA-10-2021. Resolution memorializing modification of condition 1 of resolution number 2022-08 to allow an extension of time period to revise plans and related documents and to obtain signatures of revised plans to July 5th, 2024. Resolution number 2024-02, version 2024-01-05- version 1. Any changes or additions?
No changes and
Hearing none.
additions, and I want to note that it's a rarity that a version 1 actually gets adopted.
It's only because Roger's not here. I'm sure there is a comma missing somewhere.
I bet you're right.
Can I get a vote?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Can you move it? Oh, yeah, you can. Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer,
yes,
Vice Chair, Mr. Rasul Adamji,
Yes.
Mr. Steve Farcio,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brengel. Yes.
okay, moving to the next one. Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Apex Treatment Center, 6 Minnetonka Road, Block 16.01, Lot 69.03, application BOA-15-2023. Resolution memorializing grant of C bulk variance and amended preliminary and final site plan approval to allow the installation of additional equipment on the property in front of the principal structure and within the side yard setback area. Resolution number 2023-16, version 2024-01-10 version 2. Any updates or additions?
Yeah, there was a version 3 which had some minor typo corrections, very minor, so I would just suggest
Okay,
not even asking.
that was my
the-
mistake then.
No problem. Just, I would ask for a motion for version 3. It's just a couple typos.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve version 3?
I'll move that.
Second.
Lindsay, second. Can I get a vote?
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer,
Yes,
Vice Chair, Mr. Rasul Adamji,
Yes.
Mr. Steve Farcio,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brengel. Yes.
okay, moving to the next one. Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Peter and Tara Swazendrak?
Swan Drive.
Swandrak, really? Okay. 44 Shields Avenue, Block 49, Lot 3. Application BOA-17-2023. Resolution memorializing grant of C2 variance to allow the construction of a 988 square foot detached garage within the front setback area in the R3 residential zone. Resolution number 2023-12, 2024-01-15 version 4. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, can I get a vote? Or excuse me, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Can I get a vote, please?
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer,
Yes,
Vice Chair, Mr. Rasul Adamji,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brengel. Yes.
okay, we're skipping over the next one. We're skipping
Well-
over Shanti.
Yeah, but don't skip over it yet. Let's explain why we're skipping over it. So.
May I?
Yeah, can you explain? And first, identify the resolution, the lot and block,
Okay.
application number and the resolution number.
Okay, Shanti LLC, 305 Route 12, Block 41.01, Lot 3. Application is BOA-17-2021. You want the resolution number also?
Yes, please.
The resolution number is 2023-13.
So unfortunately, late today, the tax collector's office informed us that unfortunately this property's taxes are not up to date. So I will have to contact the applicant and their attorney tomorrow, and unfortunately, this resolution will be pushed until further notice.
Okay,
Right, we're gonna table it. Once they pay their taxes, they confirm that the escrow is in the black, not in the red, the taxes are all paid, then we can put that back on the agenda at a future meeting to get it adopted.
okay, thank you. Moving on to the last resolution. Raritan Township Board of Adjustment, Michael Tasher? Tauscher, 12 Hackberry Place, Block 72.06, Lot 65. Application BOA-12-2023. Resolution memorializing grant of C1 variance to allow the construction of a 510 square foot deck, a portion of which encroaches on the rear yard setback area. Resolution number 2023-14, version 2024-01-16 version 3. Any additions or corrections?
Nope.
Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Can I get a vote, please?
Chairwoman, Ms. Cynthia Schaefer,
Yes,
Vice Chair, Mr. Rasul Adamji,
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay Cool Brengel. Yes.
Okay, moving on for the applications this evening. BOA case number 16-2023. Applicant is REEP-RTL Flemington, New Jersey LLC, Block 38, Lot 1, 32, 325 Highway 202. Application is for a preliminary and final site plan with a D variance for a proposed Target retail store. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Stephen Gruenberg, attorney in Flemington on behalf of the applicant. Appreciate you coming out tonight, and I appreciate efforts made to be able to have a meeting on this matter. We have the need for D variance relief on this application, which, as you know, requires 5 affirmative votes. I know there's only 4 board members here this evening. There's a school of thought that says that 4 board members is adequate quorum to hear a D variance, but you wouldn't be able to vote. I agree with that school of thought for the future, and I think Mr. Drill concurs in that opinion. That
Right.
4 is
By
a
the
quorum for
way,
D variance.
Yeah, just for the record, I also concur with that school of thought, but there are others that don't, and apparently whoever is up in Target corporate is too nervous. There's no case on it, and so they want to be conservative and cautious, so they didn't want to proceed tonight. And I'll turn it back over to Steve to explain what you want to do.
What John just said. We don't feel it appropriate to move forward on with only 4 board members present. That might change in the future if necessity arises. I think the law is on our side, but we'd rather have a really clean application with 5 voting board members at a minimum. So I know that your board schedule is very busy. So I've got a bunch of applications on before the board too. We would like to have a special meeting, if at all possible, before February 15th. I have my calendar here. And we've been trying to come up with dates. I know that John's going away on certain days. One day that we had available, I have a commitment, longstanding commitment that night, and I'm unavailable. So while
And
we're all
listen,
here,
just so you know, just because I can't attend, I can get someone to cover. So if you're going to do a special meeting, don't not do it because of my schedule.
okay,
It's more
that's really
important,
helpful. Thank you.
it's more important that the board planner and the board engineer are clear in their schedules.
So I have my calendar open.
So why can't we just go on the 15th? Let's talk through that.
Well, we can go on the
Yeah.
15th, and I would like to hold that date, but I think you have other matters on for that day as well.
Well, okay, so understandably, and I'm sure you mentioned that to your applicant about how busy we are. There's not many of us. I think the other applicant that's going on the 15th is yours.
It's Hunter and storage.
Okay. I can work around that a little bit if it's only the 2 of us.
And
That's helpful.
the other one that's scheduled, I mean, they're just not confirmed, but they were given that spot.
So
I'm
the
sorry.
third, who,
On the
Who was that?
15th is the Catherine Jankowski.
Jankowski, the subdivision.
Well, that's going to be me too,
Right.
as of this
So-
past week.
Wow.
so Mr. Grunberg, can we go on the 15th?
Right.
Decisions.
Well, I'd like to go on the 15th. Is there a way we can go another day earlier by opening up a calendar and taking a look at that?
Hey,
John did-
You were gonna say something?
Yeah,
I was going to say, if Steve has 3 applications on that night, maybe he can juggle some of those other applicants to move them off that night.
That's what we're asking.
And
I can.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I
I-
can at least.
listen, I also believe that now what the law says is if you have an application before a Board of Adjustment, it requires a D variance by definition to get here. And unlike a planning board where on notice, you can kind of have a work session on things, at the Board of Adjustment, you're not allowed to. That said, I'm going to make a suggestion that if any board members in reviewing the application to get prepared for tonight, see anything that they might want to mention to Steve, that maybe that would also push things along because they'd have advance notice of any issues. So does anyone have any issues
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
you
but
can-
I don't want to go into that yet until we decide on the date.
I'm saying, let's assume it was, just for argument's sake, assume it was only on the 15th, which would give them, you could waive the 21-day filing rule so that they
So,
could.
okay, so I see, let's talk through that because Steve, Mr. Grunberg, that would push you probably to the 15th. One question I have, and I didn't, you have gotten the engineering report, correct?
Yeah, yesterday, the new engineering report, yes, we got it
Okay.
yesterday.
All right.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So we know they have to go for a variance for parking. Okay, and we know they're taking down a lot of trees. So I would like to ask, is it possible that your client, your applicant, look at possibly putting the islands back with trees and reducing even more parking spaces to maybe, I don't know what it would be, 10 or whatever it would be. And my reasoning for that is, obviously, things have changed the way people shop. And so I don't ever see parking lots, Targets or others, filled up.
Mhm.
And I would really like to keep some quaintness to our town. And the one thing that always challenges me with Target is how they wipe out everything. The Princeton Target, there's just no character. Everything's wiped out. It's very concrete. And so all I'm asking is, since you're already going for a parking variance, is there a possibility that they could consider putting the islands in with trees as a consideration?
And in other words,
Yeah,
and seek a greater parking variance and get those revised plans submitted under the MLUL 10 days before the 15th, so by February 5, so that the board could be in a position, if they felt otherwise to grant the application, that they could grant it on the 15th.
And I just want to, before you say anything, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to any of my board members. So if you have an objection to what I'm asking,
No, I support
okay,
what you said, but I also want to add another thing on top of that.
if it's stormwater, no.
Huh?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
So.
And I'll make another suggestion. If any board members have like technical issues, engineering issues, they should talk to Rakesh offline, and he can give input to the applicant and the applicant's engineer about that, and and again, have these revised drawings submitted by February 5, so that there'd be something in front of the board on February 15th, that if they could get there, I mean, if Steve could move his other two applicants off the 15th, and the board agrees that maybe it stays a little later if it has to finish this thing, this application could be finished on the 15th.
There's one I know I can definitely move off the 15th, and the other one, I'm pretty certain with some coaxing I can move off the 15th. I just can't commit to it right now sitting
Right.
here, but I'm anxious to move this.
So you're seeing
that
with
night.
what I'm asking, I don't know if earlier will work.
I understand, yeah. So, and I understand your point about increasing the parking variance in order to have a better landscape island, and that would be a justification for an increase in the
That's
parking
correct. But we're not
variance.
going to talk about, deliberations before the application is even presented. But right, you're reading it correctly, and I'm going to predict that the board member,
Yeah, we're good.
that the board member
I
Donzi, after he speaks with Rakesh, you'll probably get some engineering input from him also. Perhaps,
Okay,
I'm just going to take a guess, stormwater management. That's going to be my guess.
and what I will do is I will have our engineer reach out to Mr. Dargy as soon as possible to address any of those concerns.
Yeah, and I'm going to ask, Rasul to reach out to Rakesh tomorrow over the phone and give him your input, so Rakesh knows what your concerns are, so he knows what to tell the applicant's engineer.
Will do.
So my question is, John, if they agree, if they look at this and agree, will they only need to provide the one landscaping page and not the whole packet again,
Well,
right?
they're
Because we're
gonna,
only change,
put it this way, they're gonna, the landscaping drawing and whatever, so I don't know how many sheets are in there, but there's gonna be a site plan sheet, there's gonna be a landscaping sheet. And I believe those will probably be the only two sheets, but again, let Rakesh Darji speak to their engineer in consultation with Jeff Vaccarella.
okay,
And they can, we'll try to get the, the minimum number of sheets that has to be in front of you. And if, if there are other sheets that have some minor corrections, you could make that part of a part of a condition. The notice,
Okay.
in my opinion, already seeks the parking variance, since the board would be asking for less spaces and more landscaping. I think his notice is fine. So I think if you give him the 15th, all you have to do, first of all, is there anyone in the audience tonight? Because I can't tell.
no.
No.
So you make an announcement.
There's only one person online.
Okay, so you're gonna make an announcement that the hearing on REEP RTL Flemington, New Jersey, which is the Target retail store application for D3 conditional use variances and preliminary and final site plan and some additional C variances and some exceptions. The hearing is going to be continued without need for further notice to February 15, 2024 in this hearing room, starting at 7 p.m. And Steve, you just need those revised plan sheets to be submitted by February 5, paper copies and digital.
So the other thing I was
That's
going to
fine.
suggest is if there was any response to any of the memos, so it goes rather.
You know what? That's a good idea, Steve. Whatever changes you can make for the suggested conditions from the board professionals that you can, put them into the revised set, and that will give even less changes that have to be made, the more likelihood that you could walk out on the 15th if everything else is in order with an approval.
And less to talk about on the 15th.
And
Understood.
Jeff,
Exactly. We'll
with
make
that
the
be-
meeting,
with
it will
that-
make the meeting shorter.
With that being said, there's an awful lot in your report, and I wanted to ask before we left tonight. Have you, there's a lot,
There's been no meetings, so
so will that
maybe-
give you the opportunity to meet and get through the 48 items or whatever there are in Jeff's report?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
'Cause that,
and if
as you
need
know,
be,
that'll
I'll-
help.
I'll pick up the phone and we'll meet with Jeff to try to address those.
Okay,
So there were a lot of concerns, at least when I was reading about signage and height of lighting.
Yeah.
So,
so we good for holding off and to the 15th then?
Yes. I appreciate it. And I'm glad I came tonight because
Yes.
you gave me a lot of good input. So that was good.
Okay,
Great. Thank you all very much.
I mean,
Just in case.
just so you know, if you wanna tell the corporate. We would entertain and we would like a store like Target in the area. It's just that they need to work with this.
Understood. Great.
Hey, John, they have a time extension till March 12th. Do you want to extend it or you're
Yeah, I
fine
want
with
to kick
that?
it out. Kick it out to April 30th, Steve.
Okay. Do you agree to that, Steve?
Steve, I can't hear you. April 30th,
He
the
has-
extension.
I know what you're asking me, but you know my problem too on this particular application. Can I deal with that issue on February 15th?
What did he say?
Can he deal with it on the 15th?
February 15th.
Yeah, the extension right now is to March 30th.
It's to March
No.
12th.
March 12th.
Okay, Steve, give us March 30th, then we can deal with it
March 30th.
on February
Okay, he
15th.
accepted.
Okay,
I don't even have authority to do that, but I'm doing that.
that's all right, you're doing
okay.
it. You have implied authority to do it.
That's right.
Okay.
Steve, you better get out of there before they ask you something else.
Actually, wait, don't go yet. Oh, no, not with this board, I'm sorry.
Okay,
No.
all right.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I think that's all the business before the board.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
So can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I will second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
And I just want to say, Rakesh, nice to see you, second board.
Yep.
Same here, John.
Yeah, and Rakesh, the report was very good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I meant
I'll
to
pass
say that.
along.
I forgot.
And Steve, I'd like to.
I'm hopping off,
probably do
guys.
a